Yeah, G1 YPG, this is M0 JCF, Mike 0, Juliet Charlie Foxtrot, Mark down in Sidcup. How'd you copy, old man?
Yeah, I think it was M0 JCF. A little light with me, but I did copy you. But not overly strong at this moment. Name's Steve, and I'm just off the Stafford Guard.
Yeah, G1 YPG M0 JCF. Good evening, Steve. Yeah, we've spoken before, mate. And to jog your memory, Stone Training School for BT. There you go. That will jog you. Back to you.
Yeah, well, I got you a bit better on that last one. Yeah, if you're keeping well, you'll still remind me of the name. I've got a memory like I said, but nice to hear on 60. Just scanning through the bands, and yeah, it seems to be short skip seems to be okay. It seems to be really quite short at the moment. Got Hat Green just up the road from me here, and seem to be working into there. Straight up, straight down. In any case, very good evening to you. Absolutely boiling in the shack at the moment. Fans are on and we're melting. M0 JCF G1 YPG.
Yeah, G1 YPG M0 JCF. Okay, Steve. Yeah, the name's Mark, Mike Alpha Romeo Kilo. I'm down in Sidcup in Kent. That's Juliet Oscar 01 Bravo Kilo. You're coming in lovely 5 and 9 plus 10. Great audio on the signal. And in fact, I was just on 5.398.5 and a couple talking up there about mag loops. And somebody mentioned that G1 YPG was on. I thought, I'm sure I know that call sign. And then someone on social media was asking, like, was mentioning 398.5 and said, you know, yeah, I can hear them as well. Now, the other person on social media, he's up in Scotland, and we were trying yesterday on this band, but I had incredible lightning noise. And I've got an S7 noise floor anyway, yesterday and this evening. So unless he was really strong, I wasn't going to hear him, and the lightning was easy, plus 30. So anyway, I thought to myself, well, I'm going to let them carry on 398. On social media, your man Mark, his name's Mark, he said, have you got another frequency? I said, you know, I'll have a look. Come down to this one, and there you are, calling. So I've just suggested to him, I think it's a GM0, Golf Mike 0. I suggested that I'll be on 5379 because you're here calling, and I thought we might listen out and see if Mark, so I think it's a GM0 comes in, but that's my ramble and rabble over there, Steve, and that's the story this end. So you're a lovely 5 and 9 plus 10, great audio, and very nice to catch you on the band again. Back to you, G1 YPG M0 JCF.
Okay, Mark. Yeah, very good. Well, nice to see a few people on 60 this evening. Any case, yeah, well, I don't know whether you want to see if the Scottish station's there. If you QSY down here, do you want to have a little look at that, Mark? Go ahead.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I don't know if he's here. Mark, sorry, I don't know your call sign off the top of my head. Let me just have a look. I'm going back through the social media. Oh, right, he's Golf Mike 0, Papa Oscar Alpha. So Golf Mike 0, Papa Oscar Alpha. Have you joined myself, M0 JCF, and Steve, G1 YPG, in Kent and Staffordshire, respectively? Have you joined us on this frequency? Just listening for you, M0 JCF in company. Okay, GM0 POA, M0 JCF. And Mark, I think you're there. There's somebody very low down. Now, I've got an S7 noise floor, and I could hear voice patterns. So I'm passing over to Steve, G1 YPG. He may have heard you a bit better, but I definitely know someone is there, and the assumption is it is you, because we mentioned you. Steve, over to you, G1 YPG, M0 JCF. We're listening for Golf Mike 0, Papa Oscar Alpha. Back to you.
Yeah, no copy here, Mark. Unfortunately, it's probably not the appropriate skip distance. Maybe it's well, it's think it's too long, it's just too short, one of the two. But yeah, like you, I could tell somebody was there, but nothing more than that. And Hat Green hasn't got the station either. So I'm close to Hat Green here, 20 miles away. So I would imagine the skip distance just isn't right to my QTH mark there.
Yeah, QSL Steve. Unfortunately, he's getting us both 5 and 9. And I think he's also got a very low noise floor, which is really, really unfortunate. So, Mark, I know you can hear us, and I was just about to type you a message back to your message on social media. Thanks for the 5 and 9, but I think if I had a lower noise floor, if I had a noise floor around about S5, I might be able to reduce it actually using the IF shift and width, because I'm using a Kenwood TS590S, and it's got a lovely DSP IF section, and I can normally drop the noise a couple of S points, so I'm going to give that a go. But yeah, unfortunately both me and Steve, or Steve and I, know you're there, but we can't actually hear you. I don't know what Steve's noise floor is like this evening. Say mine is S7, so your signal is definitely below S7, but the readability just isn't there. I'd say, pushing me luck, I'd say readability 2. So I hope you've copied all of that, and I'll hand it back over to you now, Steve. I say Mark might come back up, but yeah, he might be a bit too long for us, as you say. Skip distance, it might go slightly longer later, but I don't think I'm going to be on much beyond 9 o'clock. But yeah, it's as I say, the short skip. Normally, Scotland isn't too bad for me, but like you, Steve, I'm melting in my shack as well. Outside temperature's 24. I think in here it's probably nearer 30, 31, and I haven't got any fans. I'm actually up in my loft, so I must sort that out sometime. We have got a fan, but I'll imagine one of my daughters is using it. I don't know. So anyway, yeah, I'll keep rambling and going off on a tangent there, Steve. Sorry about that, especially as it's your frequency because you were calling on it. A G1 YPG M0 JCF, possibly in company with GM0 PLA.
Golf Mike station, apologies, I'm just not getting you down here in North Staffordshire, but I'm getting you really rather well now, Mark. You're approaching the S9 here. Noise level is about an S2 with me at the moment. I'm using the AC5000. I've got a long Mewtune unit as well that I'm using on the A2 on this band, and works sort of quite nicely. Antenna's a dipole up at 60 feet, and yeah, about 90 watts at the back of the 5000. I can see the skip distance meandering around into the web SDRs here as signals fade in and out. So yeah, it's less than consistent at the moment until we got a bit of nightfall, I think. But yeah, Mark, you good signal now. You're much stronger than you were when you first called in. So it's got better between you and I. Certainly my way, anyway, Mark. Back to you from G1 YPG.
Yeah, G1 YPG M0 JCF, no problem, mate. 5 and 9 will do me, but I dream about S2 noise floors. 15 metres, 12 metres, 10 metres, it's 0. The only thing is, with 10 metres and 12 metres, something happens. Normally about 5 to 4, somebody's got something on a timer that must be relatively local, because at that time I'll get an S2 to S3 noise level. Tonight I was on 10 metres, I was running QRP, and I got down into the Canaries with just 10 watts. Manuel, I've spoken to Manuel quite a few times, EA8 JK, and he was running 800 watts into an 8 element 6-bander using 3 elements on 10 metres. I say 800 watts back to me, and he was breaking my S2 noise floor with an S5 signal, which was nice, but I was S3 to him. So just goes to show it's not the power, it's obviously the antennas, etc., and the local noise floor. But yeah, had his signal been slightly lower, I would have missed out on that one, and there was nothing else happening on 10 metres this evening. But yeah, they say the noise floor is about S7 tonight on this band, and 40 metres, 80 metres is about the same. It can be anywhere from about S4 to S9, really. And so I'm expecting that if I went to 80 metres tonight, it'd be pretty much the same. But I'm using a long wire this evening as well, and they're inherently noisy. I'm sure if I got rid of a 90-foot long wire and went with some form of dipole, etc., I'd probably find I'd have, so much better. But to be honest, the long wire's a really good compromise. It sort of does almost what I want it to do, where I want it to do it, and when I want it to do it. And I can use it from 17 metres right the way down to top band with good results, all relatively speaking. So that's the story there. I don't know if we give it a break and see if Mark's station can come in. G1 YPG M0 JCF, listening for GM0 POA. I've got Golf 4 Papa Golf Juliet, I believe. Papa Golf Juliet. Golf 4 Papa Golf Juliet. Back to you. Yeah, G4 PGJ, I believe. I can't read my own writing. Golf 4 PGJ M0 JCF returning. Well, thanks for the 5 and 9. You're 5 and 9 plus 5, no problems whatsoever. Nicely readable. As I say, yes, I'm in Sidcup in Kent, but Steve, G1 YPG, he's the one who's actually calling on this frequency. So technically, his frequency, he's obviously just down the road for you. So I'm going to pass him over to you there, Dave, and thanks for coming back and thanks for being a bit persistent, but I'll hand you over to Steve because I'm sure Steve would like to give you a report as well. Steve, over to you, mate. G1 YPG M0 JCF in company with G4 PGJ and possibly GM0 POA.
Golf 4 PGJ, very weak with me, so band is very strange at the moment. I think, maybe stretching his legs a bit, so I don't know whether you got a copy of me. Golf 4 PGJ, this is G1 YPG. Yeah, G1 Y, Golf 4 Papa Golf. Yes, okay, didn't get a name, but, you're 5 9 Alfie, just very weak with me, unfortunate. I'm also looking at our green here and not tracing well into that at the moment. So the band's definitely up and down like a fiddler's elbow. I can hear you there. You've got a radio 1 to 2 with me. Slight trace on the pan adapter, but very, very hard to resolve your signal at the moment. So band's just not working between you and I, are they? But in any case, thanks for calling in and trying me. So it's a negative copy from this side. I'm just north of the county town of Stafford in a place called Stone, Sugar Tango Ocean, Norway, Echo. But Mark probably has the Goldilocks distance with you at the moment, so I'm going to pass it over to you. Who are you, Mark, from G1 YPG in the group?
Yeah, G1 YPG M0 JCF. So I'm reading while I'm speaking. M0 JCF in company with G4 PGJ. I've just found out as well, GM0 POA, Mark up in Scotland there, he's only running 20 watts portable. 20 watts portable. That would explain a lot. So the fact that I'm hearing him is probably testament to the fact that he's got a good antenna set up while he's out portable. I would imagine that means static mobile, if there is such a thing. That's the only thing I can think of. But I don't know, what are the rules on being portable. With I think you're okay portable, aren't you? So long as you've got your registered phone number. I don't know. I should know this, but oh, that's very remiss of me. But I know you're not allowed to be mobile on 60 meters, because obviously it's hard to track where your signal is. But who knows? I just thought I'd put that one into the mix so that you know, things don't get messy. But yeah, sorry, Dave, G4 PGJ. Yeah, Steve's just not hearing you, far too weak. Once again, he knows you're there, and as he was saying, it looks like I might be in the Goldilocks zone for a short skip on 60 meters. But just so that everyone knows, running about 75 watts into 100 watt, 90 foot long wire, slightly inverted U-shaped, not that high off the ground. I think the highest point is probably about 20-25 feet off the ground. But yeah, it's just a bit of copper wire up in the air. So nothing sophisticated, quite lazy, and quite a compromise. So back to you, G4 PGJ M0 JCF in the group. Yeah, okay, G4 PGJ M0 JCF. No problem, Dave. Thanks for joining us. Really appreciate you jumping in, giving us a report, etc. You're just drifting in and out of my noise floor. I'm trying to think how far away is Burton-on-Trent. It's not that far, is it? 118 miles. I think you're probably about the same distance, possibly a little bit less than Steve is to me. But I say I've got an S7 noise floor, and you're just you was peaking at the beginning 5 and 9, no problems. Now you're heading towards my noise floor, so yeah, it looks like the skip might be going longer now, and you're gradually going to drift away from me on the QSB. So great to hear you though, and I'll pass anything over to Steve, any messages you want me to put over to him. So back to you for any finals there, Dave. G4 PGJ M0 JCF in the group. Apologies, Dave. The name is Mark, Mike Alpha Romeo Kilo. I'm in Sidcup in Kent, which is Juliet Oscar 01 Bravo Kilo. And if you have your worked All Britain square, your WAB square, I'd appreciate that, please. Mine is Tango Queen 47. Tango Queen 47 there, Dave. Back to you. Yes, SK22, got it. And I say I gave you a 5 and 9 at the beginning, and on that over you was back up to a 5 and 9. So yeah, a little bit all over the place tonight, and yeah, it's just a shame that A, I can't hear Mark up in Scotland, B, Steve can't hear you just over in Burton-on-Trent, and C, probably no one else can hear us anywhere. But I appreciate you coming back to me, and thanks for the worked All Britain square. I'll be sure to tick that off in my little green book there, Dave. All the very best, and best 73 to you. Yeah, cheers, Dave. G1 YPG M0 JCF. Yeah, Dave sent his wishes over, just in case you couldn't hear him. He sent his good wishes, etc., etc., and he's now cleared. Back to you.
Yeah, I caught him on most of that transmission, actually. Yeah, I caught you that time, Dave. So I think you said you were Burton-on-Trent, so you're just down the road from me, really. Probably the skid distance a bit short for us, but yeah, copied you then, Dave, on both your transmissions, mate. So 73's from up here in Stone. Yeah, there you go. Back to you there, Mark. And then there was two of us again. I wonder whether there's anybody else around. Anybody else around on 60? G1 YPG and company listening.
Right, well, I never got any, and I was adjusting the IF shift and width just to see if I could hear anyone, but I've still got that S7 noise floor, so I don't know if you want to go back to them, but yeah, I wasn't hearing anyone that time, Steve. G1 YPG M0 JCF.
Yeah, I think it was more of a tone. I don't know whether it was somebody trying to tune or whatever. Any case, yeah. Well, what a wonderful day again today. It's absolutely boiling, isn't it? Got the fans on. Probably can whether you can hear them or not. Fans on in the background here. Yeah, without that, it's absolutely boiling. Trouble is, you got the monitors and the shack seem to give off most of the heat. They got 3 flat screens here, and of course it's yeah, you're probably sat about 5 foot away from them, and yeah, they radiate more heat than you think. But I'm cooling down at the weekend. Can't come soon enough. Yeah, it's a bit too hot for me at the moment, Mark.
Yeah, I totally understand, mate. Well, I'm sitting here in just a pair of shorts. It's not a pretty sight, mate. And funnily enough, contrary to what you'd expect, I've actually got a towel wrapped around my shoulders. It's messy. I mean, the towel's basically stopping the chair from soaking up the liquid that's coming out of my skin faster than it's coming out of anywhere else at the moment. As I say, I've used this loft for donkey's years for various projects and things. I used to run an internet radio show with a friend, and it was a weekly thing, and we run it for years and years up here, and in the winter we'd freeze, and in the summer we'd do what we're doing now, we would melt. But you know, the listeners liked it, and we had show sponsors as well, and the show sponsors appreciated us doing it. Your signal's peaking 5 and 9 plus 20, and sometimes just nudging over that. Once or twice I've seen it hit 25, so you're putting out a stonking good signal, but I'm not hearing anyone else's signals whatsoever. If you can hear fans on my end, it's the power supply. The power supply is trying to dump its heat somewhat, but I don't know how successfully it's doing it. It's a power supply that I bought probably 5-6 years ago, and I'm on about my 5th or 6th rectifier now. It's rated at a 32 amp power supply, and obviously the first rectifier went bang, so I put a 35 amp rectifier in it, it went bang. So I put a 40 amp rectifier in it, it went bang. And you can see where this is going. It carried on. I'm now on a 60 amp rectifier, and it hasn't gone bang, and it hasn't gone bang for about a year. So it looks like they severely underrated the bridge rectifier in it, and I just kept on increasing. What I should have done was just go, I mean, these pennies in it, isn't it? You know, I should have just gone from the 35 amp or 32 amp or whatever rectifier that was in it, and I should have just gone straight to a 60 amp and be done with it. But you know, you just keep on creeping up and up. But no, and even on a hot day like this, when you know it's revving the nuts off its own fan and that, it seems to be coping all right, and plenty of silicone grease down there the last time I put it all together. So I think, you know, so long as I don't hammer it to death, maybe on FM or something, then it'd probably be all right. Mind you, that's the same for the radio. We don't want to hammer the radios to death on FM or RTTY or whatever. But yeah, so the only fans you're hearing here, mate, is the power supply. As you can tell, Steve, I'm rambling on and giving it some I don't know what. I think I'm losing the plot. But I've got my eye. What it is, I suppose, I'm speaking, I'm trying to tell you stuff, and at the same time I've got me one eye on the clock. It's 9:10 now, and I did say I was going to shut down at 9, so I think that's what I'm going to do. But been great speaking to you again. And how long have we been going on? Getting on for half an hour now. So just so you know, Steve, as well, is I've set up myself a little YouTube channel, and I tend to video these sorts of QSOs. But if you've got any objections to me putting it obviously on YouTube, then I won't. But otherwise, you know, I'll be sticking this on my YouTube channel for whoever wants to look at it and pull it to pieces. So back to you there, G1 YPG M0 JCF.
Yeah, with a pause there. Yeah, no problem, Mark. Yeah, I mean, it's public transmission we're making at the moment, and so no issues to put it on YouTube, mate. Yeah, I get my terrible Potteries accent on YouTube. Can't be bad. Yeah, very good, Mark. Yeah, well, it's nice to hear you. Band seems to be a little better here. I'm continually monitoring that green just to see what's happening around the place, and just looking to the couple of stations that are to the north of us, somewhere around the 398 frequency, and they are fading in and out, getting a bit stronger at the moment. So it's until we lose the light, we're getting some absorption, and then we're getting good sort of short skip propagation for a moment or two, and then we get absorption again. So it's a bit like 80, but probably not as pronounced at the moment. But yeah, really nice to work you, Mark. And yeah, I've written you down the log. We'll get the name right next time. I'm awful with them, so my apologies. And yeah, it seems as if the boys sort of this way, obviously, we're a better signal strength to you. And so Dave and Burton on Trent was obviously a far better copy. So I suspect it's slightly longer than short of the band at the moment, but probably in the order of 100 to 150 miles is the ideal distance right now. Okay, Mark, I know you want to shoot off. Absolute pleasure, mate. Thanks for giving me a call, and look out for you again. Enjoy the sunshine. What bit we have left of it, I think we're cooling down nicely at the weekend. 73 Smoke M0 JCF G1 YPG.
Yeah, G1 YPG M0 JCF returning for that final. Yeah, as always, Steve, great pleasure. As I say, I've got you in the logbook a few times now, and as I say, I always remember as soon as I hear the call sign, the voice, etc., and the first thing that comes into mind is the Stone Training School, the old BT Training School, and we'll talk at length about it again, I'm sure, in the very near future. But for now, yeah, I'm going to get out of this sweat box and jump into the shower and spend the dying evening hours, as it were, with my good lady wife downstairs, maybe watch a bit of TV or something. But on top of that, I need to grab a drink as well, because all this nattering has made the old throat a bit dry. So all the very best, mate. 73, take care, look after the family, and until the next time, bye bye for now. G1 YPG M0 JCF now going clear. Frequency's all yours again.
Thank you very much, Mark, and look after yourself, mate. All the best from G1 YPG.